Global share markets have been fairly soft over the past 24 hours, with US and European markets falling while Asian share markets were in positive territory. A couple of factors have influenced markets over the past 24 hours. The first being speculation out of China that their banks are starting to reach their limits, and this will limit any further lending for the banking sector through the end of this year. The second being political unrest coming out of the Korean area, particularly between North and South Korea. The third being some positive news out of the US economy, with US GDP growth coming in at 2.5%. This is higher than the earlier estimates of a 2% growth for the third quarter of 2010. The weak markets has seen the currencies around the globe fall against the US dollar, with the New Zealand dollar now trading at 77.20 against the US and 48.40 against the Great British Pound. The key data release for the New Zealand economy on Tuesday was the Reserve Bank survey of inflationary pressures for 2 years ahead. This came out slightly ahead of the Reserve Bank's forecast of 2.5% inflation a couple of years ahead. However, this does still remain comfortably within the Reserve Bank's forecast, and for this reason the market is now pricing in an OCR increase later in 2011 than previously thought. The initial expectations was for an official cash rate increase in March, but these expectations are now being pushed out to between April and June of next year. The latest New Zealand lamb supply figures suggest that the situation will become increasingly dire for the current season. The latest report by Beef and Lamb New Zealand suggests that lamb losses through the early part of this season has had a big effect on supply, with lamb through this year likely to fall by 2.8 million head. This is going to keep the international market very tight, with international prices increasing over the past couple of weeks. It has been noticeable that UK in-market prices have increased to exceptionally high levels. Despite the high level of the New Zealand dollar against the pound, we are forecasting that New Zealand scheduled prices will be much higher than they were this time last year.